Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback. You know why we like Russell? Not because he's a great quarterback. It's because that when he was at Wisconsin, instead of going to class, he watched the Dan Patrick Show. And I appreciate the priorities of Russell Wilson. And look what he's made of himself, his life, and his career. Russell, how are you, buddy?
Great at 6'6" and 225 pounds. I feel pretty good.
Wow. Man, you had a great off-season workout there.
Oh, man, you're telling me. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Paulie said that you were watching the show earlier. You heard that I didn't like anything from the VMAs. You tell me what I missed.
How did you not like Macklemore? How did you not like, especially being from Seattle, how did you not like, Macklemore? He's the man from Seattle.
Okay. Now, he's on the cover of Rolling Stone. Who's
on everything?
Who's bigger in Seattle, Macklemore or Russell Wilson?
Macklemore, man. Macklemore's the guy.
Who had a better year this past year, you or Macklemore?
Macklemore, man. That's how I don't understand how you don't like Macklemore, man. And then what about Justin Timberlake was pretty good last night, too.
He's okay. It's not that I don't dislike Macklemore. It's the acts that we have, it's about entertainment. It's not about music. And that's where I get a little nervous for you guys. I want you guys to have a good generation of music, and I don't think you're going to have that, Russell.
Well, I'm an oldies guy anyway. I'm an R&B oldies, Earth, Wind and Fire type anyway. So, but I do love some Macklemore. He's pretty good.
Okay, give me for instance, when you go home, what kind of music are you playing?
I'm playing Earth, Wind and Fire, the OJ's, R&B music type like that. My gospel music, which I always listen to too. So that's kind of what I've grown up to.
Who controls the music in the locker room?
Man, either Marshawn Lynch, which is never good.
Wait, I gotta believe he's listening to some hard stuff. Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, something that you just don't even get. Marshawn Lynch, he's either listening to something before practice, either Sidney Rice, Richard Sherman, or myself.
He's Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I heard two analysts say that the defense will figure you out in year two. What exactly are they going to do differently, or you think they're going to do differently in week two or year two they didn't do in year one?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, that's probably talking about the read option type thing. And, for me, we don't really run it, that much. It's more of just handing the ball to Marshawn Lynch and making it look like we're going to. But, I think the biggest thing for me is just continue to be effective, on third down, be great in the red zone, continue to grow and, and adapt to the situation and just learn as much as I can.
Well, I think people view you as a running quarterback. I view you as a mobile quarterback. I don't think you use your legs to extend a play downfield as much as you do sort of sideline to sideline. Is that a fairer assessment of you, or do you think you're a running quarterback?
No, I definitely don't think I am. I mean, I definitely can run the football effectively, but I think the biggest thing is, when I try to scramble, when I'm moving outside the pocket or up in the pocket, I'm always looking for somebody downfield. I'd rather throw the ball to our playmakers like Sidney Rice and Golden Tate and Doug Baldwin, those type of guys, and get the ball in their hands and let them do the work because they're the true playmakers, and just give them a chance at the football and if I have to run it, I want to pick up a first down and make sure I get down and slide and move on to the next play.
Yeah, but you ran for almost 500 yards. Is there a number that you could look at and say that's too much running?
No. I mean, whatever it takes to win at the end of the day. Obviously, Marshawn Lynch, we want him to run for 1,000 yards every year and hopefully 2,000 yards. That type of year we want him to have. But in terms of me running the football, I think it's an effective way to play the game too. And it makes it tough on defenses. Once I go through my progression and 1 through 5 aren't there, it's a good escape route, and it's a good way to get a first down when we need one.
What was that day like almost a year ago, when Pete Carroll called you in and said, "You're my starting quarterback"?
Man, it was so surreal. I've been waiting for my whole life for that moment, and just to be able to have that chance to be the starting quarterback, of an NFL team, and Seattle Seahawks is the team I wanted to play for in the first place, and so to be able to be around Coach Carroll and him, to tell me why.
Well, wait a minute. Set up the scenario here. Let us know what it's like. So you go into work that day.
Yeah, going to work that day, we had practice, I believe, or it was actually we just played our third preseason game and everything, and we just had our meetings and about midday, around noon or 1 o'clock or so, and I'm in the locker room, and one of the equipment guys comes and gets me and says, "Hey, Russ, Coach Carroll needs to see you." And anyway, so I'm like, "Okay, is he up in his office?" He's like, "No, he's actually outside shooting baskets." I'm like, "Okay." So I walk outside and he's draining 3-pointers and going behind his back and doing Michael Jordan fadeaways, and I'm like, wait, scratching my head trying to figure out what's going on right now. and I come outside and he's like, you think you can beat me? I said, I don't know about that, Coach. And so we start talking, and he's like, I just want to let you know that you've done a great job so far, and I just want you to continue to grow, and I want to let you know that you're going to be the starting quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. And my face lit up, obviously, and just to have that special moment, to have that. And the first thing I thought about was my dad. I knew he was smiling down on me, just with the biggest smile, and and just having that opportunity is so special. And I just want to keep growing and keep learning as much as I can.
Well, you have that memory or that moment, and then you're thinking about your dad. What goes through your mind and like memory or thought that sort of kind of gets you? It puts things into perspective for you.
Well, I think all the hard work. At the end of the day, my dad used to wake me up at 5:30 in the morning to wake me up and do 5-step, 3-step, 7-step drops and throw speed outs and throw deep post. And when you think about all that, you think about all that dedication and all that hard work, because I love to do it, but also my dad encouraged me to and taught me how to be great, and how to work on my work ethic and everything. And so when I think about all those experiences and the past of that, my dad being gone and all the lessons that he's taught me, well, it's come to fruition, and I just want to continue to use those lessons, to help myself and to help our football team win. I think that's what at the end of the day, when things are going well, when things aren't going so well, hard work, is what helps you get out of it in terms of playing great football, and I think that's what we're trying to do here.
He's Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Also trying to figure out how, and we've talked about this before, because anybody who saw you at North Carolina State or certainly at Wisconsin, I never once watched you play and said, how tall is he? I just knew you could play, and then talking to you, knew you could be a leader. You look at a guy like Johnny Manziel, size-wise and style-wise, what would hold him back more, his style or his size?
I don't think anything can hold him back. I think the only thing is, he's, the off the field distractions. I think he's got great ability. I got a lot of respect for his ability and how he plays the game. And so the only thing I'm praying for him is that, make sure he, eliminates the distractions. And he's a young kid. Everybody, has mistakes and everything like that. But as he continues to grow, as he continues to mature, I think that's the biggest thing for him. He's got a lot of ability, and he's got a lot of ability in terms of a way to change the game. He's a game changer, and so I'm rooting for him.
But you've changed perspective, I think, because you and Drew Brees, that you can be 6 foot, you can be 5'11" and a half, you can be 6'1", and we don't hold that against you. Do you feel like that you're that's the chip on your shoulder that you sort of carry all the time? Is people said you were too short to be able to play in the NFL?
Well, I definitely think so. I believe that, my height doesn't define my skill set. And, every day I wake up, it's not because of my height that I want to be the best one day. It's just because, I'm a self-motivated person, and I want to help the Seattle Seahawks be the best football team in the National Football League. And so that's the way that I look at it. At the same time, though, I know that I'm affecting so many kids, all across the country that, want to play in the NFL who are 5'11" or 6 foot. And so, and that's one of the main reasons why I run those, my passing academies, during the summer and stuff like that, just to be around those kids and let them see that, dang, man, if he can do it, I can do it too, and just encourage kids, even though I'm not 6'6", 225, it's one of those things that, I want to encourage as many people as I can. And Drew Brees has done that for me, and Doug Flutie and Fran Tarkenton and those type of players, they help change the game. And so looking at those type of players and studying those type of players, it's pretty fascinating. It's not easy. I work at my craft every day. every time I go out to practice, I'm working on something, and I think that's what gives me a chance to be successful. It's just, what am I going to work on, how I'm going to do it, and just attacking that goal.
Final 30 seconds. Who would you want to face in the Super Bowl?
I'd face anybody in the AFC.
But isn't there like a special, like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, or is there something like that you would love? I mean, that dream matchup where you're playing in your backyard and you're one of those quarterbacks growing up.
To play, I'd play anybody, to be honest with you. But to play a great quarterback would obviously be cool, But usually, the best quarterbacks are playing in the Super Bowl anyway, So it's one of those things that you look forward to that opportunity. But at the same time, I'm taking one day at a time. The goals, the goal.
Look at you!
You know that.
Well done.
Know me.
I know. I tried to cross you up as a defensive coordinator and see if I could get you to bite on it. And once again, you looked me off. Well done. You scrambled, got first down. You treated me like I was Brian Urlacher.
Check down the touchdown, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats so far. Good luck this season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, bud. Great talking to you. Go Hawks.
Russell Wilson. We'll sneak in there. Go Hawks there. Seahawks.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings on Audience.